Well, okay. That did not turn out the way I thought it was. 7-7 a few innings ago, and then boom, the floodgates open on the bullpen. And the bullpen just implodes. Minus Mark Leiter, minus a couple other guys. And Ron Marinaccio got hit. Efrost got hit. The two guys that they brought up before the game got hit. So Cortez wasn't good either. So unfortunately. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Jonathan, Corey, Peanut. Yeah, Baltimore is beating Colorado. You're right, about 6-1 in the 8th inning, I think. Yeah. And you're right, he's nothing like his dad. His dad also got banned from baseball for trying to sabotage one of his players. So you're right about that. But his dad also had the highest payroll almost every year. But so is Hal. But he's not as loud and obnoxious as Boss was either. So, but Boss is still a legend no matter what. So, bullpen got hit hard today, unfortunately. Yeah, they got hit unfortunately. Udo, there he is. Jonathan. Yeah, Mello's here. Jay Palvis, Democracy's here. We got the crew here. There's a D-Train's in the building too. Mr. O'Brien, Bryce, Pat Pasty. What's happening, gang? What is good? Yeah, I mean, the bullpen was terrible today. So is Nestor Cortez. They just hit us. But let me ask you a question. They need to bring in other guys. This bullpen. The bullpen was shit to bed today, right? Let me ask you all a question. Because there was so much outrage that they didn't call up Jason Dominguez today. What pitching problem would Jason Dominguez solve? I'm gonna wait. What pitching problem would Dominguez solve? Consigliere. There he is. Yeah, they came back from 5 down and bullpen shit to bed. Yep. So, which pitching problem would Dominguez solve? And does Dominguez guarantee them a championship? That's the other question I have for you. I'm not getting much answers here. Why is that? When people are pissed off today, they brought up Duke Ellis and trashing Duke Ellis. Nobody's ever seen him play. They're trashing Duke Ellis already. Well, Verdugo did get 2 clutch hits today too. So, but he's also playing stellar defense, also popular in the clubhouse. But D-Train, I'm going to make this point clear. Okay, a lot of people seem to be ignoring it. I'm not saying you guys, but if they brought him up today and he played, they have 25 games left, and he batted 4 times a game or whatever, he would surpass the 130 at bats, which would basically make this his pre-arb year. They're most likely going to probably call him up in a week or so. They are not going to waste an entire pre-arb year for an extra week of Jason Dominguez. And this is not a knock on Dominguez, okay? He solves 0 pitching problems. They're not going to waste an entire pre-arb year on 1 extra week of Jason Dominguez. Okay, I like Dominguez, but he is not enough. Right? Neither is Spencer Jones. Nobody is. Okay? It is a Yankees trend. Everybody hates them. They trash Cashman and Boone on a regular basis. And they tell us that, they think we're stupid as fans and all this stuff. Like, meanwhile, they're calling them stupid openly. Which is I don't get, and then you got a lot of folks saying, don't tell me how to fan while I'm telling them how to run their team. Like, do we have any idea how ridiculous these arguments sound? Okay. Morale purposes. Well, what if he went over 4 with 4 strikeouts, comedian? What have we done for morale then? He doesn't guarantee anything. Nothing. Okay. Yes, Boone did not give up 21 hits. The pitching did. Exactly, Pacey. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Rizzo did do good. I was happy to see him in there. He did good. But again, it's so many people. It becomes more important to win championships than make money. Well, Alan, they do have the highest payroll in baseball. So what do you, what moves, Alan, could they have made that would have guaranteed them a championship? That's my question to you. Jordan Walker did play out of his mind. It was a lot of big hits over the fence today. He gave up a lot of home runs. A lot of home runs. None of which would have been caught by Jason Dominguez. Not one. Poor defense. How many? Let me see something. How many errors did the Yankees make today? That I don't know. Let's see. Oh, come on. Now, balls being hit over their head. They made one error. The Cardinals made two. So, one error. They had a lot of balls hit over their heads. Like a lot of balls are line. They got hit hard today. Over it. It means nobody was going to catch those balls, unfortunately. Right? So, again, I'm going to ask the question again for those that have come on after a few minutes. Which pitching problems would Jason Dominguez have solved today? Boone didn't give up 21 hits. The pitching did, Joseph. Fire Boone. That's not the problem. Refuses to go after. He tried to go after good pitching democracy. None of them got traded at the deadline. Not one of them. No top pitcher got traded at the deadline. No Skubal, no Crochet. None of them got pitched. None of them got traded. No. Charles, no top pitcher was traded at the deadline. This is not a Yankees or a Cashman thing. Nobody got them. Nobody got Skubal. Nobody got Crochet. Right? Overpay for good pitching. Yamamoto's been on the IL for the last 3 months. Democracy. And they did overpay for good pitching. They got Garrett Cole, who's better than Yamamoto. Right? None of those guys were moved at the deadline. Well, he didn't have much time to jump either, so. But had he caught one, it would have been nice. But they hit the ball freaking hard today on Yankees pitching, man. They really did. Joseph, I've said Cortez. I've been pushing to move Cortez for the entire year. People think I'm crazy. All right? Eric, Ronald, what's up, everybody? Hit the like button, by the way, just because we're in here venting, okay? And it's okay to vent. Thank you, Brandon. Exactly. I'm going to ask questions that people don't want to hear, okay? Because I don't do talking points from other channels, talking points from beat writers, okay? Yeah, Kikuchi's been a good one. But the Astros also paid a ransom for him. A ransom. Yeah, they did. Rizzo was good today. Jazz Chisholm was good. Stanton was good. So Hill and Schmidt. Yeah, Schmidt's having a rehab start tomorrow. Hill had one, I think, today or yesterday. And going again, if Schmidt comes back and is good, I would move Cortez to the bullpen. Yeah, I said it too, Ronald. Cortez is better off in the bullpen. What we're seeing with our eyes. Yeah, Mello. And exactly, I'm going to ask you this question. What problem would Jason Dominguez have solved today? Because we got other channels. This is their argument. That F the Yankees for all of them. They didn't bring up Jason Dominguez. What problem would he have solved today? Hmm? No, I'm asking you, Mello. I didn't say you said them. I'm asking you. And I said a lot of other channels are peddling, not you, Mello. But I'm asking you. This is a question for people. Okay? Yeah, pitching. What pitching problem does Dominguez solve? I mean, the bullpen shit the bed today. No doubt. We can't deny that. It's not, so did Nestor Cortez. But again, Dominguez will get his chance, yeah, whether it's a week from now or not. They are not going to waste an entire pre-arb year for one extra week of Jason Dominguez, who is not enough to put them. This isn't like Michael Jordan. You could put him on a basketball team with 4 McDonald's high school All-Americans, and he'll probably take him to the NBA Finals or the NBA playoffs. Jordan's a god in his sport, or was a god in his sport. He made that much of a difference. When did Dominguez become this almighty thing? And this is not a knock on him. This is a question. This is a question. Front office is definitely part of the problem, Mel. I don't disagree with you at all. I don't with that. And the players, yeah. Yeah, and Dominguez would not have caught those balls either in right field. I agree with that too, Pacey. Those balls were rocketed. Rocketed. So people were acting like early, like this was a scandal that Dominguez wasn't called up, that Duke Ellis, who's one of the fastest guys in all baseball, is up here now. This was like a scandal a couple hours ago, right? Why is that? They definitely need to get on the streak, Joseph. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, exactly, Constantly. Well, this is yes, thank you. He scored 7 runs in it, which more often than not is enough to win. Dominguez would have had 0 impact. 0. So why are we treating this? And I'm not saying you guys and gals, okay? Why is everybody treating this like this is some huge scandal that Dominguez is not up here? Hmm? Yeah, Rizzo. He was the only guy that was brought up that was. I mean, Duke Ellis didn't play, but the only guy that did anything today. You're right about that. Hmm. Well, what good relievers were they going to get here, Alan? I mean, the Padres gave up half their farm for Tanner Scott for 2 months from him. He's going to be a free agent in 2 months, and it would have cost Jason Dominguez to get Tanner Scott. Would you have been okay with that? Yeah. You would have. Mazel tov, my friend. Would you have been okay with trading Jason Dominguez for Tanner Scott? Because that's what it would have cost, and more, and more. These are the questions that I ask that piss a lot of people off, but they're the questions that need to be answered. Yeah, Judge is in a slump right now. Yeah, that sucks. It is. You're 100% right about that. Yeah, it sucks. The worst time to be in a slump, but he's in a slump. I said, I mean, if Rizzo turns out to be better than Rice and DJ, then you keep playing Rizzo. If not, then Birdie will come up at some point. You give him a shot, or you bring Rizzo, Rice back up here. But you got to give Rizzo a shot. So far, so good. No, you can't win the World Series in AAA. You're right about that too, Udo. Yeah. Coach Carl, there he is. Yep, they need that consistency, Carl. You're absolutely right. Rizzo and Stanton were the best part of the game today. They really, really were. They really were. And again, need for. I mean, I'm not. Look, Marinaccio had a long stretch out here. I'm not surprised he got hit. Efros, I'm not surprised he got hit either. They're going to need a few games to get into the groove. So I'm going to be patient with them. It's been one game. So, and they still, and I've said this whole, like the last 2 weeks, this bullpen's going to look different in October than it does now. And it should look different. It should. Don't be sorry, Mello. I think a lot of people would agree they need to be a fake Hanley. Don't be sorry about that, dude. You're wrong. Would anybody in here would have been okay trading Dominguez for Tanner Scott from the Marlins? Bernie, there he is. Thank goodness Will Warren has been optioned out. So thank goodness. I mean, Jazz, we just need to give him a shot, Carl. And he's a good fit here. I like Jazz here. I like him. But again, would anybody have traded Jason Dominguez for Tanner Scott? We keep hearing that people they didn't do anything if they didn't improve the bullpen, blah blah blah. That's what it would have cost to get a high-profile reliever here. We were saying a bunch of no's. So is it fair of us to be trashing Cashman for not getting an impact reliever when that would have been the price? You see, we want these big arms, but we're not unwilling to give up Jason Dominguez for it. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm with you there too, Democracy. I would have traded either one for Tarek Skubal. I'm with you there too. He had no choice, Joseph. It's not a Boone problem. Schmidt's not here. Hill's not here. Who else was he going to use? Who else was he going to use? Cody Poteet's not here either. Exactly, Constantine. See, we're getting this argument they didn't do anything for the bullpen, yet they did. But the only guy that would have made a difference, Tanner Scott, cost a ransom from the Padres, would have cost Dominguez and more from the Yankees. But we're hearing the Yankees didn't do anything, but they were unwilling to give up the guy to get the guy who would have made a difference for the Yankees. Okay, are we getting this argument here? I'm trying to bring some clarity to this argument. Mello would have made the trade. Okay. Mm-hmm. The Padres top 5. I think their farm is ranked as high or higher. No, but that's would have been the price. Well, Mark Leiter wasn't exactly a scrap heap guy, and Los Santos didn't work out. But who else were they going to bring in here? Wandy Peralta. They added to the bullpen. They're not going to trade away a reliever. San Diego. Chad Green. Would he have been that much of a difference maker? Tanner Scott was the only difference maker that was traded at the deadline that was in the bullpen, and it cost a ransom to get him. As did Yusei Kikuchi, cost a ransom, he was the only starting pitcher that got a ransom in return for him. Right? Scuba wasn't moved. Crochet wasn't moved. Flaherty was moved at the last minute, but he's not Scuba. He's not Crochet. Right? Don't be sorry, President Lesh. It just happens. Outfield positioning in the wrong place. Well, let's not use John Boy's talking points here, please. Please. Come on. Eduardo Nunez, the monster. I like it, you. I like it. And until they said something about their positioning, nobody was bringing that up. So why are we using? This is why I ask, and I ask all the time. Why are we using other people's talking points? Right? Is this your opinion or other people's talking points? Yeah, good for the Phillies. You mean it's what's his name again? I forgot his name. Estevan. Who's that? What's his name from the Phillies? The closer that they got from the Angels. Drawing a blank here. He's been okay with the Phillies so far. Okay, so we're gonna exactly. Tyler Anderson wasn't moved either, Jack. What's happening too much, Mello? I think I missed it. Yeah, well, exactly. Can't say Flaherty's medicals. Next to for the Yankees, yes. Yeah, and the Yankees acquired Flaherty, and he got hurt here. It would be the same thing. Blame Cashman for getting an injured guy, right? Frankie Montez, number 2, right? We know this is going to happen. It would have happened here, right? Carlos Estevez, thank you. It's like it's programmed. We have our talking points programmed, right? Blame Boone, blame Cashman. Things go wrong. Yankees win, don't give Boone any credits. Yankees lose, Boone's fault. We've been programmed. Well, not we, because I don't do that. But so many people have been programmed by other beat writers, other channels, other talking points, right? Mary is NFE, my man, my man. He's not hurt with the Dodgers. Well, good for him, Mel. Good for him. Is he going to put Dodgers over top? We have no idea. Ken, what do you know, my man? Eric Raiselman. Yeah, he's a guy worth looking into. Yeah, yeah. There are some arms that they can bring up. NFE, good job, man. Congratulations, brother. I mean, NFE from Strike Zone got over 900 subs, man. Congrats to you, brother. Happy for you, man. Proud of you too. He's not immune to making mistakes. He makes mistakes. He owns them too, Quell. But I'm sick of people saying he's out here. It's an ego thing, and he thinks fans are stupid. That is baloney. Okay, you got fans telling him he's stupid on a regular basis. So why would he listen to people who trash him on a regular basis? Would any of you do that? I know I wouldn't. Right? Why would he do that? What makes people who don't play the game or are not associated with the game all knowing? These are questions that I have. I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, blaming Boone and Cashman for stuff that players are paid to do these jobs and they're not doing them, right? If they make a mistake, they make a mistake, whatever it might be, right? Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's dreadful, Ken, dreadful. Some players can't handle New York pressure. This is true too. And yes, they get paid millions of dollars, 100%, 100%. You 100%. Based it, yes. This is the question I asked already too. If Dominguez played today, would the Yankees have won? Which pitching problems would he have solved today? And again, If they call him up in a couple days, it makes it pretty much mathematically impossible for him to gain rookie status. People can say service time manipulation. Every team does it. Okay, and again, they're not going to waste an entire pre-arb season for one extra week of Jason Dominguez. They're not going to do it. Okay, and again, and I'm not attacking the fans. Okay, but fans are calling them stupid and blah blah blah. They this morning it sounded like it was a national scandal. Like they went on a mass murdering spree and killed people. And all they didn't call up Jason Dominguez. Okay. All right. What would he have done today that would have made them win? The pitching was, yes, it was atrocious. The bullpen gave up 7 runs in the late innings of the game. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Right? Well, I know you do, Ken. I know you got these beans. Like, yeah, I mean, give you magical baseball. I know it, man. And, you know, if you're selling some, man, I need a couple. Yeah. It is a national scandal, democracy. Yeah, man. Right? Exactly, Wade. This again. Verdugo was fine today. He was fine today. Do I think Dominguez will replace him in 2025? Yes, I do. Okay, but Verdugo is also popular in the clubhouse. Plays elite defense. Okay, he's got a couple things going for him. And again, they are not going to bring up Dominguez until it's a mathematical fact that he will not get his rookie status. I've said this a dozen times. They're not going to waste an entire pre-arb season on one extra week of Jason Dominguez. They're not going to do it. And I would say the same about Spencer Jones, who I like just as much as Dominguez. They wouldn't do it. Yeah, well, exactly. We definitely have to go back to playing from ahead. Okay? And this is just me trying to bring some perspective into this, some logic and facts, because I don't know why it's so for so many people. And again, I'm not saying it's you guys. For so many people, bringing facts and logic to an argument or a discussion is terrible. Is like the enemy. War Room's in the building. Well, exactly, War Room. I mean, like, thank you. It's not proven in the majors. Two good weeks is not enough. Okay, there's no guarantee he's going to be. Look at Ben Rice's stats in the minors. They were better than Dominguez's stats. And then they brought him up. He was hot for a few weeks. Then he fell off the face of the earth. Right? Can the same thing happen to Dominguez? Yes. Will it? I have no idea. Okay, and I hope it doesn't. But they're factoring this stuff in. And again, and I'm going to say it until my face turns blue, they're not wasting a whole year of pre-arb for one extra week at Dominguez. They're not going to do it. Okay? He's not a sure thing, despite what 1 or 2 channels say on a regular basis. They're not. He's not. Okay? Ken, you might need to send me some of these beans, man. New York pressures, well, it's real too, Udall. Yeah, it is real. Yeah. I agree 100% he's going to be the starting left fielder in 2025. Well, I appreciate that, democracy. And I know some people don't prefer my even-keeled approach. They like for me. And people have told me that my channel will be bigger or more credible if I trashed Boone and Cashman on a regular basis. They actually told me that. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be like the other people that trash them every day. I don't. Okay? If you want to do that, that's fine. But I'm not going to do it. Yeah. If you guys haven't taken a look at Yankees War Room too, take a look at that. Another young, up-and-coming Yankee YouTuber. Please do. Well, this is the thing too, right? Right, Anthony? Imagine if he got up and got the majority of the playing time, and he didn't play well. What would the fans? Would the fans say, "Dang, they were right"? Yeah. You're not going to hear us going like this, patting ourselves on the back all the time. We're saying, if you don't agree with us, you're not a real fan, like other people do. We're not going to do that here. Never. Okay. Nobody's the savior. But it's time to stop treating him like he is. Well, exactly, Felix. Thank you. We're not knee-jerk and reactionary. And we don't use other people's talking points. We don't rely on people's outrage and anger, right? We use facts and logic. That might piss people off. That's okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pasty. And again, what's the point of trashing these people when they're not here to respond and defend themselves? I don't see the point. I see zero value in that. I'm not going to do it for likes and for subs and for views. I'm not doing it. Jesse, what's happening? And he will get his opportunity when the time is right. Yes, he most certainly will. And they know that. They love him. He's been in the system for like this is his fifth year in the system. They've been letting him slowly develop, okay? Well, exactly, Pacey. Had he done that, they would go back to Firebone and Fire Cashman. Yep. They would find a reason. If Dominguez came up and didn't play well, they would find a reason to blame Boone and Cashman. So many people would. Yes, Coach Call. Thank you. 35 at bats. He's got 94 to play with this year. If he has at 94, that gives him 125 at bats, which is why I say again, they have 25 games after today. Okay? They want to make it a mathematical impossibility for him to trigger the rookie status. Because if it does trigger, he loses a whole entire year pre-arb. Next year, he'll still get 6 years of control. They're not going to give that up for an extra week of Dominguez when he alone cannot put the division out of reach for this team. Okay? Warren, you stop posting? Ah. Well, you know what? Do your thing in college, buddy. But thank you for joining us, Warren. Training that brain. Train that brain, my man. Good job. I like that you're in here with us, though. I appreciate that. Yeah, Randy Johnson smacked the king. Yeah, when the camera guy shoved the camera in his face, so I don't blame him. So, but like, yeah, it's just, you know, like, invading somebody's personal space when they're walking. I get that. Yeah, I mean, Wells looks like he's probably going to get runner-up for Rookie of the Year. Yeah, and an injury to Jose Trevino gave Wells his opportunity, and he took full advantage of it. Right. So, thankfully. Oh, that's right. You know that it annoys people. Yeah, we don't jump on the bandwagon of Just like I'm not jumping on the Roki Sasaki bandwagon either. Like I didn't jump on the Yamamoto bandwagon. Okay. Yeah, but it does. I know it annoys certain people. I know that, dude. Yeah, we both know that. Yeah, I mean, the pitchers threw meatballs today. I didn't see Boone or Cashman on the mound throwing those meatballs. They got feasted on by the Cardinals bats, man. Feasted on. And like Brendan Donovan feasted on the Yankees this series. He's one of the guys I was hoping that the Yankees would try to trade for at the deadline. They didn't. So, but he's a good player, man. Got a couple of young, good-looking prospects there. So Nolan Arenado. Didn't people want Nolan Arenado here, right? There are a bunch of players that the Cardinals have that people wanted them to trade for. So I stopped short of calling them a terrible team. Yeah. Well, exactly. Disagreeing doesn't mean I'm trashing them. Well, and like I said, people are welcome to disagree all the time. But it's obvious when people are trashing them. And I call that stuff out here. People are welcome. And that's disagreeing is good because it forces us, at least forces me, and motivates me to try to look at it from your perspective, right? And say, okay, what am I not thinking of it? She's thinking that he's thinking, and so on. Does she have a point here? Does he have a point? Yeah, maybe it's a good point. Okay, so, but trashing is another thing. Like there are channels out here that flat out trash them and call them names on a regular basis. Had somebody earlier calling them stupid. Like, you are stupid. Like, just, they were doing that today on YouTube. Okay. So, War Room, you're not wrong. If he wins the Rookie of the Year, they get an extra draft pick I think it's the college draft, the amateur college draft. If he gets runner-up, they get an extra international draft pick. So, either way, the Yankees will get a pick. And right now, it looks like he's running a little bit behind Colton Cowser from the Baltimore Orioles, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. I hope Austin Wells will pull it off, but they will get a draft pick. War. I think it's top 3 actually. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who's used to people jumping out of the bushes with cameras? Who's used to that? It's yeah. Yeah, it was an embarrassing day for the pitchers, Yankee pitchers today. 100%, Ken. Embarrassing as all hell. Yeah, man. The Cardinals bats are actually legit. Who keeps saying the Cardinals are a terrible team? Who's peddling these arguments? Walker had a huge game today, Anthony. Huge game. Jordan Walker, right? And he's also, I think he's a call-up this year, too. He's a rookie. Sometimes that's just what you need. Pitchers to have a day of meatballs for you to feast on. That's exactly what he did. He feasted on them all day today. Yeah, well, I don't know who you're looking at, or who you're watching, but I saw people trashing Boone and Cashman for not calling up Dominguez today, this morning. Channels. And I've seen it all day. Why the hell is Duke Ellis here, not Dominguez? Why the hell? Like, they're almost trashing Duke Ellis, and they've never even seen the guy play. Like, it's happening today. It happened quite a bit today, Quell. It has. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Rob. I mean, I look at not like look. I'm excited for Dominguez too, but I also like to inject logic and common sense into the conversation. Like, I want to have them. I want to have a full year of Jason Dominguez instead of 1 month of Jason Dominguez as a first pre-arb year. That just makes sense, right? So, yeah, I hear you, Rob, man. I hear that. I hear that, man. Cry, man. Cry, man. Real men cry, man. You know that. Yeah. I think Wells needs to go on a streak. I think Aaron Judge needs to break out of his slump. So, yeah. That's the Brewers. They're in the same division. They know the Cardinals better, too, Mello, than the Yankees do. They play them on a regular basis. Nuke Bar is not a slouch. Neither is Brendan Donovan. There's a lot of guys in this team that are pretty good. And we get we get the Cubs coming up too, and they have been playing extremely well. And they also have Shota Managa. Yeah. Trashing Duke Ellis, yeah, completely ignoring the fact that he's here. Nave even said it today as a potential late inning base stealer. He says 50 run. He steals 50 bases a year. 50. Okay, he brought an element, and they've said it repeatedly. I said it repeatedly. He has an element that the Yankees aren't utilizing: speed. Right? We saw some of that speed today with Jazz Chisholm. Thank the heavens for it, and even Anthony Volpe. So, you know, who cares about other channels? Well, they clearly care about this one because I get probably more trolls than any other channel. Quell. They troll me on a regular basis. But you'd said you didn't see anybody. But yeah, you're not going to see them here, Quell. 100%. 100%. You're not going to see that here, Blaine. You know, like some people might, if you look at the comments, my most recent video, people were pissed off that Duke Ellis was here, not Jason Dominguez. It was a trend this morning, Quell. So if you look at it, this is not a knock against you either, Quell. I appreciate your feedback here. But this is the type of baloney that we're dealing with on a regular basis. Why? Why? You know, why is bringing logic to the discussion such a bad thing? Yeah, Goldschmidt. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid pair, veteran pair, but a good solid pair. Goldschmidt and Arenado. Arenado's a wizard with the glove. Goldschmidt was a stud too. Oh, yeah, yeah. What? Who cares about your 150 likes? Take it down. What? Joe, I don't understand what you're talking about. 150 likes? What? Oh, that's a goal. All right. That's a goal, and that's not a question, Joe. Okay. So if you got a problem with that, you can get out of here, dude. Okay. I appreciate when people hit the like button because it helps the live streams. That's not a stupid question. So you want to go troll for somebody else, dude. Why don't you come over here and make me take it down? How about that? I go look it up, Mel. Up top here, right here. I'll put it up. Look at that. See that, Mello? It's a question that nobody wants to answer. This guy's over here acting like Mr. Tough Guy. Yeah, Wells. Yeah, that's like 333 almost. So Wells is solid. These are the type of folks we deal with sometimes, Mello. You know, I understand you vent and get emotional, but you don't act out of term like these guys. No, because again, Felix. No, set the tone for the game. No, somebody said that this morning, and that's the talking point. This is what I say. I call out on a regular basis, Felix. Right, using other people's talking points. Like, how does it set the tone for the game? How? Appreciate you, Mello. Yeah, I mean, you know I mean, we got these tough guys that come out here as NFE, but they'll never back it up in person. Exactly, democracy. I don't incite violence or of any kind, but you're gonna have to physically make me take it down. It ain't gonna be easy. But thank you, Mello. But yeah, I mean, look, this is a shitty game for the Yankees, and this has the bullpen written all over it, man. They blew every opportunity. So, right? And unfortunately, that is what it is. But should the Yankees have a $300 million payroll? Or should a team with a $300 million payroll be in the first place? Yeah. Are the Yankees in first place? Yeah. Not a sexy first place, but there's no team really running away with everything right now, unfortunately. So, hmm yeah, Brock. Not seeing a pinch run to getting called up in half. Uh, Continuing to watch. We're going to play. Dominguez playing the same guy they didn't want to trade. Yep. The same guy that fans asked him not to trade, right? We had the opportunity, and this is what I'm talking about, Brock, right? If the Yankees were going to get Tanner Scott and people were pissed off they didn't get Tanner Scott, they would have had to give up Jason Dominguez. But they said, no, don't give up Jason. We can't give him up for Tanner Scott. There's a rent him, blah, blah, blah. So, but they wanted, I mean, the arguments are all over the place. They'll say one thing and then completely wipe out their argument with another talking point, Brock. And this is what's, the hornet's nest we're dealing with, right? It's unfortunate, but it's true. And again, Brock, my guess is they're going to call him up in a couple days. If they called them up and they didn't play him almost every day, fans would complain. If they called them up and he didn't play well, fans would still complain and say they didn't call him up soon enough, right? So fans will find out a way to trash and blame Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone for the Jason Dominguez situation no matter what. Because the hype that's been attached to him by a couple of people is beyond stuff that we're used to. It's comical. It's comical. And Dodgers 4 games ahead of Diamondbacks. You see that inside the park home run today by Corbin Carroll? That was oof. Ooh yeah. The Brewers, yeah. Schmidt and the Cubs. I would have. He's got one more rehab start tomorrow, but he might be here for the Cubs. Yeah, because they go to Texas for 3, and then they have an off day, and then they have the Cubs for 3. And they have the Royals for 3, and they have Boston for 4. So, well, I don't know about Yankees. I mean, Yankee fans need to stop hyping these prospects. Both. It goes both ways, Mel. We hear stuff on Jason Dominguez all the time. We don't hear about it from Aaron Boone except when he answers questions. We don't hear about it from Brian Cashman except when he answers questions, right? We're hearing about this fans and beat writers all the freaking time. The Yankees don't leak stuff. Sometimes we wish they would, but they don't. But they don't voluntarily come out and say, let me talk about Dominguez, let me talk about Jones and blah, blah. They answer questions, right? So, but, yeah. I mean, some of these players deserve being hyped because of the way that they play Mello. Like Dominguez, like Spencer Jones went deep again. So, Caleb Durbin, a couple of these guys, Rock Riggio is another infielder, recently drafted infielder. So, some of these guys, the hype is justified. But, most of the hype I'm seeing is coming from beat writers and Yankee fans and Yankee channels. Not really seeing it much from the Yankees themselves, are you? Unless they're asked. Anybody notice that? I sure hope so, John Schmidt. I hope he's back. And if he's back at full strength, then they have to consider moving Nestor Cortez to the bullpen for long relief. They do. And we'll see what happens with Hill. Hill threw, I think he threw 3 1/3 or 3 2/3. Decent at 6 Ks the other day. So, I think it was yesterday. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is frustrating when you know the better than when to produce stuff. Yeah, but again, it's not. I mean, this is where it's not that easy either, John. Right? It's 162 game grind. Players that we know have the capability are not going to always put on the board every day. Just like Ellie De La Cruz. Look at the hype that he brought last year. People are like, oh my God, he's going to kill the world. And like this year, he's come back down to earth a little bit. Right? Doesn't make him any less exciting, but he's come back down to earth a little bit. Right? So, and like Corbin Burns got all the hype in the world in the beginning. So did Yamamoto. And look at this. Yamamoto's not even the best Japanese pitcher in baseball. Shota Managa is from the Cubs. Anything can happen in this game. It's a very unpredictable game. It's harder. It's harder. It's harder than people think. But are we frustrated when the Yankees don't play well? Absolutely. And we want to see more consistency too, John. 100%, 1,000%. Absolutely, man. We need it. We absolutely need it. And hopefully Schmidt comes back and he deals, right? And I think he needs to make it really, really hard for them to keep him out of the rotation, right? So when the Yankees they've got the Texas Rangers for 3, then the Cubs for 3, then the Royals for 3, and then the Red Sox for 4. Those are the next 4 series. So we need the Yankees to, where the Royals are hot now. The Royals are really good now. So, and I think they faced Boston. I think they faced them in Fenway. The Yankees have tended to play well in Fenway. So hopefully Stanton and the boys can unload. And they tend to play in Fenway in September. So, yeah, I saw that, the left fielder stats. Yeah. Yeah, we saw it. They put that on the screen earlier, Democracy. Yeah, I saw that too. And Friday, which would put him right in line for the Cubs series, Jonathan. Yeah. Well, he's 100% too, Ken, right? 100%. Yeah. 100%. And I agree with you too. He's not the answer, but like, how much of these metrics right here, Democracy, would Dominguez drastically change with an extra week of play? And what if this doesn't change? What if he comes up and it doesn't really change? He's mediocre. What happens then? Right? We're up a half a game, Lou. Yes, we are. Oh, half a game. No, it's a 26-man game. Yeah, they do. It's a tough, man. It's a grind. 262 games is a grind. Which is why, at least to me, having perspective is important. I know it's an unforgiving market here in New York, and a lot of fans don't want to hear it because a lot of fans hear they're automatically, and not everybody, but they'll equate logic and facts to excuses, right? And I love when people who don't play baseball at all use that excuse as their argument. Just doesn't really do much. Relief pitcher that has more partial pitching. They tried to, but they couldn't, Miller. The only difference maker on the relief side that got moved was Tanner Scott. That's it. I mean, Carlos Estevez got moved. But let me pull up Carlos Estevez's stats here, actually. Carlos. Shout out to you for getting his name up. I forgot his last name. Let's break it down here with the Phillies. Here we go. Well, he's 2-4 with a 2.31 ERA. With the Phillies, he's 1-1 with a 2.13 ERA right now. 12 games, 10 hits, 12 strikeouts. So basically, a a strikeout per innings pitch, so that's not bad. Mantiply struck out. Good, Ken. Good. But I think I think the Yankees have a couple guys in the farm that have a legitimate shot at making this bullpen in 2025 that could represent that multiple pitches and on the cheap. And again, this on the cheap makes it easy for them. Yeah, it is good, but they got to give him a chance. They got to give him a chance, right? So I don't know what's going to happen otherwise. Tanner Scott's going to be free agent. I'm going to guess they're probably going to go after him instead of Clay Holmes or go after him. And I don't know. Right? I will wrap this up too, Democracy, but always a pleasure having you on. But again, shit game, right? Unfortunately, it happened. Yeah. Oh, the D-backs picked up AJ Puck. He's the other guy. Solidified the bullpen. But a true difference maker was Tanner Scott, right? The big name was Scott. But Puck, yeah, thank you for bringing that up too, Kenny. He was solid too. But aside from that, we got both. Always a pleasure. We love you too, Democracy. And again, I understand people are upset that Dominguez is not up. But this is why I ask the hard questions, because I think it's important to think about, and I can't speak for everybody because not everybody does. But it's important to think about what they're doing and why they're doing it, right? Willard, it happens, man. It happens. I mean, did the Astros sweep the Orioles? Yeah, Scott's going to make bank. Yes, he will. There's no doubt about that. And then, like, Clay Holmes has cost himself probably 40, 50 million bucks. Verdugo's probably cost himself the same amount. And Gleyber Torres probably cost himself $100 million. Okay, I thought the Yankees were in a good spot to maybe give 2 qualifying offers out to guys, and they're not going to give any out now. Right? So, did the Astros sweep the Phillies? No. And let's see something here. I heard Ordon Alvarez got 2 home runs today. Good for him. Diamondbacks, beating the Dodgers 9-3 right now. Astros won 7-2. The Astros got to win the division, though. They got to get deep into the playoffs. Yeah, they won the series. Good. Good for them. Astros also don't deal in a hornet's nest environment either, like the Yankees do. Swept the Royals. Good for them, too. I think the Astros are going to win the West. Mark, let's leave the name calling out of here. You sound like the other channels. Please. Let's stop. Please stop, Mark. Right. They like Verdugo, and they're not going to waste an entire year of pre-arb for 1 extra week of Jason Dominguez. He can come up next week, and there won't be a situation. That won't be an issue anymore. Dominguez is not enough to put this team over the top. There's no need to call Trashman and Boone names. It doesn't bring any value. Like, really. It doesn't. Yeah, and the AOS does kind of stink, but it's funny because the AL beat the NL in the All-Star game, Lou. But certain divisions in AL look weak compared to the NL. The NL West looks like a behemoth. And then you had the Phillies and the Brewers. So, But the NL West, I mean, the AL West is not that great. The A's are terrible. Rangers Okay. The Astros are the team there, as they should be. They're way too much talent to not win that division. DFA, you know what? Let's see if they made any roster moves. Melo. New York Yankees. There you go. That would be kind of crazy if they DFA Canely. I wonder who they would bring up in his place. Nothing yet. Nothing yet, Mello. But see, but I appreciate you people in here that are in here. Like, we can go back and forth and we can challenge each other. People aren't going to run away. And I'm unsubscribing to the channel because you brought facts to the conversation. Like, you know. Coconuts, what's happening? Lou Trevino, yeah, and Lou Trevino, he's working his way back, but he's not clear. Apparently, he's not ready yet. So, Ian Hamilton got but they put on the IL, I think, with back spasms. So, we need Cody Poteet would be a good one because he can throw multiple innings. Rehab, yeah, he does need more time in rehab. So, nice. Perdomo singles, Perdomo still second. Cal singles up the middle. Perdomo scores. That's how the Diamondbacks win games. Yeah, exactly. They utilize their speed. And the Yankees did bring up Duke Ellis, who has speed, Corbin Carroll style speed, right? So, and then when you have guys like Jason, Jazz Chisholm, who are running the bases rampant like they did today, if you have more speed around the bases, it's going to create situations like the Diamondbacks create for themselves. The Yankees need more of that, right? So, I'm not Ian Hamilton. He was either shut down or put on the 7-day IL Mellow for back spasms or something like that yesterday, Mellow. Yeah, so Yankees bullpens, they have a lot of young arms, like Razelman and some of these other guys in AAA. I wouldn't hesitate to give them a shot. But they would have to be put on the 40, and be protected from Rule 5, and somebody would have to be taken off the 40 and so on. So those are the moves that the Yankees would have to make too, and that has to be. Unfortunately, that's a part of this baseball thing, right? Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. AJ, I mean, the Yankees have a clause in his contract that allows them to void his opt-out by adding another year to his deal. So I don't really think much about it, AJ, because they could just add the 10th year to his deal. But they also, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they added a second year. Like they went when CC had an opt-out, and there was talk about him opting out, but he didn't. The Yankees added 2 years on the back end of his deal instead of 1. So, and I would have no problem adding 2 years on Garrett Cole's Garrett Cole's, he's a thoughtsman pitcher, power pitcher, and he takes care of himself. So that's my take on it, AJ. I mean, what do you think, dude? Again, that clause in his contract is favorable to the team. So, but I would not have a problem adding another year to his deal. I really wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah. But that's what we got. So I'm gonna. I don't know about you guys and gals, but I'm gonna put this. I want to move on from this terrible last loss. They will use Garrett Cole in the bullpen in the postseason if they need to, Melo. Yeah. Like a lot of other teams. When the Red Sox won the World Series, Chris Sale closed it for them. When the Dodgers won the World Series, Julio Urias, their starting pitcher, closed it for them. A lot of starters also close. Start and close games in the playoffs. So it has happened recently too, Melo. Yeah. Yep. I don't think they're gonna have a problem doing it either. I would have no problem with Garrett Cole on the mound with a lead to shut out in the ninth inning in Game 7 of the World Series, whatever. Bring in Garrett Cole. Bring him in, baby. You know, Diamondbacks, if I remember correctly, they brought Randy Johnson out of the bullpen when he was with them. A lot of other teams have done it. A lot of teams. Yeah, but 14-7. All right. Tomorrow, Yankees got Texas. All right. Let's see if anything's put out yet. Um, it's 8:05 tomorrow night. Who pitches? Garrett Cole's on the mound tomorrow versus Andrew Heaney. So, Andrew Heaney's got 133 Ks. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the unit did close. Ken. Yep. 2001. Yep. Starters did have been brought into the bullpen. Yes, indeed. So it's Garrett Cole versus Andrew Heaney tomorrow. So I feel good about the Yankees tomorrow. So I'm gonna put this I'm gonna put this loss behind me and just take the lumps. I hope the rest of you guys do it too. And you never know. We might wake up tomorrow and Jason Dominguez might be here for all we know. We have no idea yet. And I do expect him to be up here probably within the next week. I think they want to make sure that he can play every game and not surpass the rookie status threshold, which is 130 at bats. He has 94 at bats to play with, and there's 25 games left. And if you play him in all 25 games, and he bats 4 times, 100 at bats, he's exceeding it. Okay, so yeah, well, exactly, Mello. Thank you. Take this frustration out on the damn Rangers tomorrow. Turn it into a positive energy. Thank you, Mello. Thank you. And this is the other thing too. Yes, as inconsistent as that they've been, they've got the best record in the American League, and they're in first place. So that's another good piece of perspective. So I appreciate all you. So I worried about what threshold, Coconuts? What threshold? The rookie threshold? Well, let me ask you a question. What pitching problems does Dominguez have? And does he guarantee the Yankees the World Series with an extra week of play of him? Yeah, he's not enough, Dominguez. So if they call him up, and they won't have to worry. They won't lose. The reason why they don't want to go with this threshold is because they're not going to waste their whole entire pre-arb year for an extra week of play of Jason Dominguez. They're in first place now without him, right? So that's another piece of perspective. But yeah, it's a lot of teams have been worried about the threshold, but it doesn't make any sense for them to do it. That's the other thing, Coconuts. He's not enough. I like him, but he's not enough. Why? What difference would he have made weeks ago, John Coconuts? He was struggling in AAA a couple weeks ago. Well, what's he going to do? He's not enough to put the team over the top. All due respect to him, it's not a knock on him, but he's not enough. Again, they're not going to jeopardize that. They aren't going to do it. Especially when he's not, this isn't prime Crane Griffey Jr. we're talking about. A rookie A-Rod when he came up at 18 years old and was lighting the world on fire. So he's a highly touted prospect. He's good, but he doesn't guarantee anything, unfortunately. And I think that's the way that they're looking at it, Coconuts. And I can't speak for them because I don't work for them, but it looks like that way. Rumor, I didn't say he was God. I said he was a god in basketball. And God didn't create Mike. His mom did. Thank you to his parents. Yeah. But Jordan, to me, he is the equivalent of a basketball god. But I'm not questioning the almighty up there. I'm not questioning that. A-Rod was one of the most talented players ever. He's not as talented as A-Rod. He's not. No. Well, exactly. Larry Bird's another great one, too. Larry Bird used to get pissed off when white dudes covered him. They asked Charles Barkley and Isaiah Thomas that in an interview. It's like, why do you got a white dude guarding me? This is embarrassing to me. This is crazy, but it's true. Larry Bird is another one. Yeah, but they're not going to waste the whole entire year pre-arb for an extra week of Dominguez. I'm not going to do that. He's great, but he hasn't proven to be to be proven to be A-Rod level. So A-Rod, that's a whole nother level. And that's not a knock at Dominguez. He just hasn't done that yet. But I'm looking forward to the day he comes up here. It's most likely in a couple days. So in the meantime, hopefully the Yankees will win some more games. But peace and love to all these. Thank you for spending some time with me. I appreciate the insight. Always appreciate the discussion. Again, all these different viewpoints are great to elevate the conversation. So keep doing it. Keeps making the channel better. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you next time.